Did you know that after the age of 50, your brain begins to shrink about 5% every decade? And even more concerning, the way your neurons function and communicate changes. The connections that once fired quickly and clearly may begin to slow. And the reasons? Yes, genetics play a role, but the latest research shows one of the most powerful influences is what you eat. You see, every bite you take at every meal can either nourish your brain or silently harm it. Every dinner plate is either building resilience in your neurons or quietly accelerating cognitive decline. And after 50, this matters more than ever. Hi, I'm Dr. Grace, and today we'll explore together how to eat to protect your brain after 50, the science of neuro-nutrition. You'll discover why the brain changes after 50, what foods quietly accelerate brain aging, what to avoid to protect memory and focus, and most importantly, what to eat to nourish your brain so you can stay sharp, joyful, and independent for decades to come. Because in my years of working with adults over 50, there is one common thread. It's not just about looking younger, it's about staying mentally alive. Being able to remember conversations with loved ones, recall treasured memories, navigate daily life with clarity and confidence, and protect against dementia, Alzheimer's, and cognitive decline. And neuronutrition, what we eat, is one of the most powerful tools we have to achieve this. So, let's begin. First, let's understand what really happens to the brain after 50. You see, many people assume if I stay mentally active, if I do puzzles, crosswords, my brain will stay sharp. And yes, mental activity helps. But what fuels your brain? What allows those neurons to function well, to repair, to resist aging? It's nutrition. Because here's the science. After 50, several key changes occur in the brain. 1. The brain begins to shrink, slowly but steadily. Research shows the hippocampus, the memory center, can shrink by 5 to 10% per decade after 50. This impacts memory, spatial navigation, and learning. 2. Cerebral blood flow decreases, meaning less oxygen, fewer nutrients reach your neurons. This is why circulation-supporting nutrients become so vital. 3. Mitochondrial function declines. These tiny power plants inside brain cells produce less energy, so neurons fire more slowly. 4. Oxidative stress increases. Decades of life, sunlight, pollution, stress generate free radicals, and unless we consume enough antioxidants, these free radicals damage neurons, accelerating cognitive decline. 5. Insulin resistance rises, even in the brain. Many neuroscientists now call Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes because poor blood sugar control damages neurons. 6. The gut-brain axis weakens. Aging gut microbiome, poorer neurotransmitter production, mood changes, brain fog. And here's why this matters. Every one of these changes can be influenced, positively or negatively, by what you eat. A plate of ultra-processed food, sugar, and unhealthy fats accelerates brain aging. But a plate rich in omega-3s, antioxidants, and brain-nourishing compounds protects neurons, boosts memory, and supports long-term brain health. In other words, you are not powerless. After 50, every meal is a choice, to protect your brain or to harm it. And today, we'll explore exactly how to choose wisely. Are you ready? Let's begin with the top foods that accelerate brain aging and how to avoid them. Now, let's begin with what I call the enemies of the aging brain. These are common foods and habits that silently damage neurons, shrink memory centers, and increase your risk of cognitive decline, especially after 50. And the danger is many of these are consumed daily without realizing the long-term cost. But once you know, you can begin to change. Let's start with the first, and one of the worst. Enemy number 1, excess sugar and refined carbohydrates. You may have heard sugar is bad for your waistline, but for your brain, it can be devastating. Here's why. When you consume sugar and refined carbs, white bread, pastries, pasta, blood sugar spikes, then crashes. Frequent spikes cause insulin resistance, not just in your body, but inside the brain. This leads to what many experts now call type 3 diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, linked to poor glucose metabolism in the brain. High sugar diets have been shown to shrink the hippocampus, accelerate amyloid plaque buildup, linked to Alzheimer's, impair memory and learning. How to avoid this? Reduce refined carbs. Swap white bread for sprouted grain or sourdough. Choose complex carbs, quinoa, sweet potato, lentils. Keep total sugar intake below 25 grams per day. Read labels. Sugar hides in sauces, dressings, even health bars. Since cutting excess sugar, my own clients often report better mental clarity, fewer afternoon brain fog episodes, sharper recall. Now let's move to the second enemy. Enemy number 2, trans fats and highly processed vegetable oils. Did you know your brain is nearly 60% fat? The quality of fats you consume directly influences your neuron membranes, how well they function. But trans fats and excess omega-6 fats, like in corn, soybean, sunflower oil, promote neuroinflammation. Studies link high omega-6 omega-3 ratios with accelerated cognitive decline, greater risk of dementia, mood instability. How to avoid this? Cut trans fats. Avoid margarine, packaged pastries. Limit processed seed oils. Cook with extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil. Increase omega-3s. We'll discuss in part 3. Enemy number 3, high sodium diets. You may think of salt only affecting blood pressure, but recent research shows high sodium intake impairs brain blood flow, limiting oxygen and nutrients to neurons. It also worsens blood-brain barrier integrity, allowing toxins to penetrate the brain. One study found adults 50 plus with high Studies link alcohol overuse after 50 to higher dementia risk, poorer executive function, emotional instability. Better habits. Limit alcohol to 3 to 4 drinks per week max. Have alcohol with food, not on empty stomach. Choose red wine or clear spirits. Avoid sugary cocktails. Enjoy herbal tea evenings instead of habitual nightcaps. Enemy number 5. Ultra-processed foods. Modern convenience foods, ready meals, packaged snacks, protein bars, often contain emulsifiers, preservatives, artificial sweeteners, advanced glycation end products, AGEs, all of which disrupt the gut-brain axis, impairing mood, cognition, and memory. In fact, one 2023 study found adults 50 plus eating high ultra-processed diets had 28% higher rates of cognitive impairment over 8 years. How to avoid? Shop outer aisles, fresh whole foods. Read labels. If there are more than 5 unrecognizable ingredients, avoid. Prepare simple home meals. We'll cover recipes later in this video. Summary. These 5 enemies, excess sugar, bad fats, too much salt, alcohol overuse, ultra-processed foods, accelerate brain aging after 50. But the good news is, small changes make a big difference. And in the next part, we'll explore the powerful foods and nutrients that help your brain thrive for years to come. Now, After exploring the enemies of the aging brain, let's shift focus to what you can do. Because here's the exciting truth. Even after 50, the brain is incredibly adaptable. It can regenerate synapses, build new pathways, and improve its function when given the right nutrients. Neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity, and food is one of the most powerful tools to support this. So let's explore 6 brain-boosting nutrients and foods you can begin adding to your diet, starting today. Each backed by strong scientific evidence and simple to incorporate. Omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA. Did you know? About 25% of your brain's fat is DHA, a type of omega-3. It forms the structural membranes of neurons, keeps them flexible, and helps them communicate. Low DHA? Neurons become brittle. Inflammation rises. Cognitive function declines. Numerous studies show higher omega-3 intake equals better memory and learning. Lower dementia risk, slower brain aging. Best sources? Fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, fish oil supplements, purified, algae-based DHA for vegetarians. How to use? Aim for fatty fish 2 to 3 times a week, or supplement 500 to 1,000 milligrams. Brain food number 2, antioxidants, polyphenols and flavonoids. Every day, your brain faces oxidative stress from metabolism, pollution, stress. Left unchecked, this damages neurons, speeds up aging, promotes plaques. Antioxidants neutralize this damage. Best sources? Berries. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. Dark leafy greens, spinach, kale. Purple vegetables, red cabbage, beets. Herbs, rosemary, oregano, thyme. Dark chocolate, 85%, in moderation. One landmark study found adults consuming high flavonoid diets had better memory and executive function, even 20 years later. How to use? Eat berries daily, fresh or frozen. Fill 50% of your dinner plate with colorful veggies. Add herbs generously to cooking. Brain food number 3, curcumin, from turmeric. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound that crosses the blood-brain barrier, reducing inflammation, clearing amyloid plaques. Multiple studies link curcumin to improved memory, lower risk of Alzheimer's, better mood and focus. How to use? Cook with turmeric. Add to soups, curries, teas. Use with black pepper. Enhances absorption. Or curcumin supplements with piperine, 500 to 1,000 milligrams today. Brain food number 4, extra virgin olive oil. The Mediterranean diet, rich in olive oil, is one of the best studied brain protective diets. Olive oil's polyphenols reduce oxidative stress, inflammation, improve blood flow. Studies link high olive oil intake to 48% lower dementia risk, better memory and verbal fluency. How to use? Use extra virgin olive oil as main cooking fat. Drizzle generously on salads, vegetables. Aim for 2 tablespoons today. Brain food number 5, prebiotic fibers, gut-brain connection. After 50, gut microbiome diversity declines. And since 80% of neurotransmitters are produced in the gut, this impacts mood, memory, brain clarity. Prebiotic fibers feed good bacteria, improving gut-brain communication. Best sources? Garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, artichokes, green bananas, oats, barley. How to use? Include prebiotic foods daily. Consider adding prebiotic fiber supplements if needed. Clients often report improved mood, less brain fog, better digestion and sleep. Brain food number 6, green tea. Catechins. Green tea contains catechins, compounds shown to protect neurons, improve working memory, reduce anxiety and stress. Studies link 2 to 3 cups today to slower cognitive decline, better focus, and mood regulation. How to use. Enjoy 2 to 3 now. Let's explore a lesser-known but incredibly important part of brain nutrition. When you eat matters as much as what you eat. Because after 50, your circadian rhythms, the body's natural clock, become more sensitive, and meal timing can either support or disrupt your brain's ability to repair, cleanse, and function at its best. Let's break this down. Why late-night eating harms the brain. Your brain cleans itself through the glymphatic system during deep sleep. But when you eat late, after 8:30 or 9 p.m., several things happen. 1. Insulin stays elevated, interfering with melatonin release. 2. Digestion competes with brain cleansing, slowing glymphatic flow. 3. Poor sleep architecture. Less REM and deep sleep, leading to poorer memory consolidation. 4. Increased overnight inflammation, promoting neuronal damage. Studies show late-night eaters after 50 have slower reaction times, poorer memory, higher markers of brain inflammation. Optimal dinner timing for brain health. Aim to finish dinner 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. Target dinner between 6 to 7:30 p.m. Keep late-night snacks light. If needed, berries, herbal tea. Intermittent fasting and brain health. You may have heard of intermittent fasting, IF. For brain health after 50, the evidence is promising. Fasting 12 to 14 hours overnight promotes autophagy, clearing damaged cells, enhances neuroplasticity, reduces brain inflammation. Practical IF tip. Eat dinner by 7 p.m., breakfast 8 to 9 a.m. Natural 14-hour overnight fast. Clients using this rhythm report better mental clarity, fewer mood swings, deeper sleep. Sample brain longevity dinner plate. Here's an example of an ideal dinner plate for brain protection after 50. Protein: grilled wild salmon rich in DHA. Vegetables: spinach sautéed with olive oil and garlic. Roasted beets or purple cabbage, antioxidants. Healthy carbs: small portion of quinoa or sweet potato. Herbs: fresh rosemary, oregano. Beverages: water or warm green tea. Sample one-day brain-healthy meal plan. Breakfast: overnight oats with chia seeds, walnuts, and blueberries. Green tea. Lunch: grilled chicken and arugula salad with olive oil, avocado, and colorful veggies. Small side of quinoa. Dinner: salmon with spinach, beets, and quinoa. Herbal tea. Snacks if needed. Handful of walnuts, green tea or matcha, 85% dark chocolate. Final tips for building brain-healthy meals. Always include good fats, olive oil, avocado, nuts. Add color, dark greens, reds, purples. Watch sugar, limit even healthy sweeteners. Stay hydrated, drink water throughout the day. Move after dinner. Light walk supports glymphatic flow. How what you eat and when you eat can either accelerate brain aging or nourish and protect your mind after 50. And I hope you see this truth. It is never too late. The brain is remarkable, adaptable, capable of renewal even in our later years, but it needs your help. Through the right fats to strengthen neurons, through antioxidants to fight damage, through mindful meal timing to support cleansing and repair. Every choice, every bite, matters more than ever. And this is not about perfection. It's about gentle, consistent care. Because when you give your brain what it needs, something beautiful happens. You wake with clearer thoughts. You remember names, conversations, treasured moments. Your mood lifts. Your mind feels alive at any age. And that is the true power of neuronutrition. So my invitation to you, starting tonight, choose one simple step. Maybe it's adding a handful of walnuts, or enjoying green tea, or shifting dinner a little earlier. Start with one change. Feel the difference. And let it grow. One beautiful habit at a time. Because protecting your brain is one of the greatest gifts you can give. To yourself, to those you love, to your future. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which brain-healthy habit will you start this week? Comment below. I read every comment personally. And if you found this helpful, please consider subscribing to the Silver Hour. Every week, we bring you science-backed, practical tips to help you nourish your brain, protect your memory, age beautifully after 50. And if you'd like to dive deeper, watch our playlist, Neuro-Nutrition Secrets, linked below and at the end of this video. Together, we can redefine what it means to thrive after 50, gracefully, powerfully, joyfully. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Dr. Grace for the Silver Hour.